all doing. Welcome to a Christmas video. Now I get a lot of questions from clients about daytime parties when it comes to Christmas, because obviously parties are all the time at Christmas and you don't always want to go full glam. So I filmed this look just to show you what my soft glam is. It is a voiceover, so I'm not gonna dilly-dally, I'm gonna let you get into it. But yeah, I just thought I would share my tips with you, what I like to do as a Christmas look, because I had a bit of glitter, I had a red lip, it's Christmas. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I will let you get on with the video.
Okay everyone, so I've started by priming my lids, just with any old concealer will do, and the palette that I'm using today is the Revolution and Roxi collaboration. And to start with, I'm taking a nice big fluffy brush, and today all we're doing is like really contouring the eyes, and I'm using the shade Cookie, which is the pale transition colour, and then I am using Gingerbread, which is perfect for this time of year, just to deepen up that crease. As you can see, it just gives the eye a bit more shape and definition, but doesn't look too heavy, and that is exactly the look that we want for this kind of daytime glam. And then I'm going to use the shade Iconic on the sort of main part of the eyelid. This shade is pressed quite firmly, so you don't get as much payoff, but don't worry about that. And then I'm going to use the shade Yes to blend that into the shade Gingerbread, and then I'm just going over with the big fluffy brush again to make sure everything's super blended and there's no harsh lines, because like I said, this is mainly just about contouring the eyes and nothing too heavy. And then I'm going to use my Glam crystals, you know I love these, just to add a bit of sparkle because it is Christmas after all. And I just use my ring finger and just tap it over the lid, and as you can see, that just adds a little bit more sort of fanciness to the eyes. And then I'm going to use my Revolution Renaissance Flick eyeliner. I'm just doing a little small modest wing. Sorry, that's the cat moving the camera. Like I say, I'm just doing a small modest wing, nothing too big, nothing too heavy, because we want to keep the eyes nice and light. And the reason I do this is because I have noticed, or I do my liner first, should I say, before I do my makeup, is my eyes are different shapes, so my wings take me a little bit of while to get used to, or get them right. So I'm going to start waffling. Foundation, we're using Maybelline Superstay in True Ivory, and then I'm using the Revolution Pro Drops in F3, and I'm going to mix them together just with my Real Technique sponge, and it gives a gorgeous full coverage but a quite natural finish. With mixing the matte and the dewy foundations, it gives a lovely semi-matte finish, and it's quite skin-like. And then I'm using my Urban Decay, which this is in Fair Warm. I'm sure it's in Fair Warm. And I'm just literally using a tiny bit. As you can see, that has covered up all of those bags, covered up all the darkness, and I used hardly anything. And then I'm using the Revolution Matte Base Concealer Stick in C10, sorry, it's a concealer, just to contour, because this makes your contour last all day, stay in place, and you don't have to use as much powder. To set, I'm going to bake under my eyes with a sponge with the Rimmel Match Perfection powder. I'm just going to tap out, make sure there's no creases, and then bake under my eyes. This is running out, as you can see. I do have to dip in a few times. And then I'm just taking the excess that's in the lid on a big powder brush and just setting down the foundation, even the fashion, so that it's not tacky, but so that it's still quite skin-like. And then I'm using my Collection Bronze Glow bronzer just to go over where we put that contour and down the neck, just to make sure we're all blended. And then to really sharpen up those cheekbones, I'm using my Hoola, the original one by Benefit, just on the backs of my cheekbones. And then we're going to wipe away the bake so we don't get too dry under eyes. And then for the under eyes, I'm literally using the same colours, gingerbread and cookie, and just smoking them out a little bit. If you think it looks a little bit harsh, you can use the shade Boo to really sort of blend that out and soften that completely. But I'm just using the same colours I used on the crease. And then for mascara, we've got the Mascara Revolution by Revolution. And as you can see, I like a nice big clumpy lash. I'm not going with lashes because we are going bold on the lips. And I am quite lucky that I've got long lashes. But if you want to apply a lash, now would be the time to do it. For my brows, I use the Goof Proof Brow Pencil in shade 4 by Benefit. It's super natural, and what I do, as you can see, I just follow the shape of my brows, and then I take a spoolie and just soften it out so it looks natural. It doesn't look like it's penciled in. It just gets rid of those harsh lines by using a spoolie. Obviously, it just makes the brows a little bit more natural for the daytime glam. For the blush, I'm mixing Rockateur and Dandelion, which just give a nice pop of pink to the cheeks. And then I'm going in with my Old Faithful, which is my Revolution Pro highlighting palette. And I just mix like the pinks, the yellow golds, the lilac that's in there, and it gives that gorgeous pop on the cheekbone. Look at that highlighter, it's gorgeous. And to set, I am going to use the Revolution Pro. No, I'm not. The Revolution Hyaluronic Acid Setting Spray. And then we're going to do the lips, which I'm using the Barry M. No, I'm not. I really need to write down properly what I'm using. I'm using the Sleek Matte Me in STFU, which is a gorgeous Christmassy red. It is my favourite red to use at this time of year. And this is the look completed.